been the subject of countless movies, books, and on the minds of board students in class. But what if I told you that time travel is actually possible? My name's Perri, and let's talk about gravitational time dilation. We often think of time as a constant, that it's absolute and unvarying. However, that's not the case. Time is relative, meaning that it changes based on the observer's perspective.
Space contracts and time dilates, and these two overlap to create fluctuations in time throughout space. However, one thing that cannot change is the speed of light. This is our limit for special relativity phenomenons. As something approaches the speed of light, time slows, mass increases, and length shortens.
We can encounter time dilation as a result of gravity.
Think of spacetime as a gridded bedsheet. We know any object that has gravity makes a dent on the sheet and consequentially warps the grid. On this warped grid of spacetime, the lines stretch as they approach the dent made by gravity. So, light in this area now has to travel a greater distance because spacetime has stretched.
Let's apply the familiar equation. Velocity equals distance divided by time. We know the velocity, the speed of light, has to remain constant. So, if we're in an area that is particularly warped and the light has to travel a greater distance, then to maintain a constant speed, we know the light must have traveled for longer.
Compare this to an area of spacetime where there isn't a massive object. In this area, spacetime is not as stretched, and therefore light traveling there has a shorter distance to cover. Therefore, it will take less time for the light to travel in that area compared to a warped area. So, if you were to go visit an object with immense gravity and then return back to a less warped part of spacetime, more time will have passed on this less warped area than what time has passed for you. When you return to this less warped area, you will have experienced less time than whoever stayed. And voila, you have successfully time traveled.
This isn't just some theory. This is an observable phenomenon that's happening right now. Consider the GPS satellites orbiting Earth.
Earth, of course, has a great deal of mass, and thus creates a dent on the fabric of spacetime. These GPS satellites orbit more towards the outskirts of Earth's dent on spacetime. Therefore, the light around these satellites has less distance to travel because spacetime is less warped there. Consequently, their clocks are actually adjusted to run slower to compensate for Earth time. Without knowledge of time dilation, we wouldn't have an accurate, fast GPS system.
Special relativity phenomenon is all around us. So according to the laws of physics, time travel, something typically thought of as science fiction, actually is science fact.